Here we go again. What's going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NBA, talking NBA finals preview, my preview and prediction for the NBA finals between, of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors part 3, the trilogy. So the first time in NBA history that the same teams have met in the NBA Finals for 3 years in a row. And this actually might be part 3 of an extended series. This might go to 5-6. Who knows? It's looking like that right now. I don't see any major contenders on either conference for these teams, even though both got lucky injury breaks. But with that being said, let's dive right into it. Cleveland versus Golden State. Everyone anticipated this at the season start. We knew these two Titans would clash. Now that both of these two teams are quite different, Golden State more so than Cleveland, it will be interesting to see what will happen. So let's get right into it. Okay, so for me to decide a series, the first thing I look at the baseline of everything is matchup, because the playoffs are all about matchups. You can be better than a certain team, but you can have a better matchup with another team, and they can have your number. A series that comes to mind is when I forgot what year it was, the Warriors upset the Dallas Mavericks. I believe the Mavericks were number 1 seed, the Warriors were an 8 seed, so that has happened before. So for me, the biggest thing here is matchups. So let's take a look at the matchups in this series. First off, we have Kyrie Irving versus Steph Curry. Now, so here's the thing, folks. Steph Curry is the better player. Everyone knows this. He is the reigning 2-time NBA MVP. You know, this year it's probably going to be Russell Westbrook. But Steph Curry has been a no-show in the last 2 NBA Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for whatever reason, like I said with matchups, the Cavs seem to have Steph Curry's number. And so in this matchup, though Curry is the better player, the better shooter, the 2-time reigning MVP, I'm going with Kyrie in this matchup just because he's proven to be better in these matchups than Steph Curry has. Even when the Warriors won their first championship, it was Andre Iguodala winning Finals MVP, not Steph Curry. That's because Iggy changed the series when he sort of slowed down LeBron, if you will. So I'm going to go, you can call it a push here, but I'm going to give a slight advantage to Kyrie Irving. So this is working in the Cavs' favor. Then we move on to J.R. Smith versus Klay Thompson. Really, this is J.R. Smith and essentially Iman Shumpert and Kyle Korver versus Klay Thompson. Now, Klay has been atrocious in these playoffs. It's not that he hasn't been shooting well. It's just the fact that he hasn't gotten the opportunity. He's become an afterthought in this offense with KD and Steph Curry doing all the scoring, and then you got Draymond doing everything else. So you got scraps and pieces left for Klay Thompson. That's pretty much it. But here is the key for me in this matchup. Klay Thompson can go nuclear, okay? He can still give you 20 points in a quarter, 60 through 3 quarters. He's done that before. He can flat out explode. Even though J.R. Smith can hit 7, 8 threes in a game and get hot as well, he does not have the same level of nuclear ability to get hot like I believe Klay Thompson does, and Klay Thompson is just a better player. So this matchup, I'm going with Klay Thompson. Then we have LeBron versus Kevin Durant. LeBron James has owned Kevin Durant in his whole career. He is better than Kevin Durant. We can move on. But I do want to make a quick point here. I don't know if LeBron and KD will guard each other a lot of these playoffs. People want to think that. But there might be a lot of switching here with both of these teams. But with this matchup, like I said, it's LeBron over Kevin Durant next. Draymond Green versus Kevin Love. I'm going with Draymond Green in this one. He just does too much for the Warriors. He's their Swiss Army knife. He does everything for them. He's a better defender than Kevin Love. He's a decent three-point shooter as well. Kevin Love has had a very good playoffs in general for the Cavaliers, and he's going to be a major key for them, but I am still taking Draymond Green. And then finally, you have Tristan Thompson versus some combination of JaVale McGee and Zaza Pachulia. I'm going TT in this one. I think he's a better rebounder than either of them. Though McGee has played well in the limited minutes that he has, Tristan Thompson has just been a force in these playoffs. So I'm going with TT. So if you look at that and you give the advantage to Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, and Tristan Thompson, that is actually 3-2 in the Cavs' favors. But then now we get to the bench. So the Cavs bench, you got Darren Williams coming off the bench, Kyle Korver, Richard Jefferson, Iman Shumpert, Channing Frye. And for the Warriors, you have Andre Iguodala, Ian Clark, Sean Livingston, David West, JaVale McGee, Patrick McCaw. Basically, these are the rotations. It might shorten by a player or two. But if you look at this, the Cavs have a deeper bench. I think Darren Williams and Kyle Korver are better than just about everyone on the Warriors bench besides Andre Iguodala, though I do think David West is underrated. But the Cavs bench has the ability to put up more offense than the Warriors bench, even though I believe the Warriors starting five as a whole is better than the Cavaliers starting five. So with that being said, I will give the advantage to the Cavs bench though, and then we finally get to head coach Tyronn Lue versus Mike Brown. I don't know if you want to call this a wash here, because I mean, Mike Brown, is he really coaching? I don't know. I think they will miss Steve Kerr, but will this decide the series? It could. But I'm going to lean towards this just being a push. I don't want to give either coach too much credit, because we know LeBron is the coach for the Cavaliers, and the Warriors are just too stacked for a coach to make that much of a difference, I feel like, where you can basically have Luke Walton back here, and he'd probably be doing the same thing as Mike Brown. So the matchups are in favor of the Cavs, but the story doesn't end there. So here's the thing. The Warriors are the better defensive team. Now, they did avoid a lot of injuries up until the NBA Finals, you know, with, was it Kawhi Leonard, David West, Tony Parker, Nurkic in the first round, then George Hill in the second round. So obviously they didn't face every team at their best health. But with that being said, the numbers still say Warriors have the best defense so far in the playoffs versus the Cavaliers. They are number 2 in restricted area opponent field goal percentage, number 4 in other paint shots, number 1 in the paint, number 2 from mid-range, and number 4 from three-point range. So it's not just one area of their defense. They guard the entire court pretty well. And transition is where they thrive, and the Cavaliers are not a good transition team defensively. So in that aspect, I have to give defense to the Golden State Warriors. And here's the other thing matchup-wise. Last year, a lot of people didn't see this or realize how important it was. But the series also changed when LeBron and Kyrie had their pick and roll going, because they wanted to get Steph Curry switched on to LeBron. Okay, and LeBron would easily back down Steph Curry and score at will. This year, you can't do that if you are the Cleveland Cavaliers, because Kevin Durant. Okay, so the pick and roll is going to involve Kevin Durant being on the defense, and he's been a very good rim protector this year. So KD is going to be that threat, and you could have left Harrison Barnes open last year. You can't leave Kevin Durant open this year. So that is going to be a big problem for the Cleveland Cavaliers that I believe they have to do something about. So in that aspect, advantage Golden State. And then finally, I want to talk about the sort of underlying things here that the numbers don't show in the series, and that is the revenge factor, okay? Draymond, if you want to go watch the video, said before the season, if they meet the Cavs in the NBA Finals, he wants to destroy them, because he knows he was a big reason, him getting suspended, he thinks was the reason why the Warriors lost. And so the Warriors, all season long, have heard 3-1 jokes, 3-1 jokes, they lost a 3-1 lead, blah, blah, blah. That has been eating at them from all of last season to this season. So I believe the chip is bigger on Golden State's shoulder, and they have a much bigger of a revenge factor than the Cleveland Cavaliers do. Then you look at Kevin Durant. He joined this team to get a ring. So the pressure is on KD as well, and he is going to do all he can to make sure that he gets that ring and proves that he made the right decision by going to Golden State. Really, the only pressure on Cleveland is, of course, always on LeBron James, just because he is chasing that ghost in Chicago, Michael Jordan, and adding another ring would propel him closer, if not to the level of Jordan's legacy. But other than that, really, is there that much pressure on the Cleveland Cavaliers for them to win this championship? Vegas already has Golden State as heavy favorites, so everyone likes the Warriors in the series. And like I said, that revenge factor, Steph Curry hearing that he sucked in the finals, Kevin Durant coming to the NBA, to the Warriors to win a ring, all that will play a part and will be an advantage for the Warriors. So in conclusion, who am I picking? Who do I like in this series? Folks, I'm going to be very straightforward with you. I have 2 picks, but I'm not going to hedge my bet here, okay? My pick is and this is my heart, this is the analyst in me, the objective analyst looking into everything into account, like I mentioned before, the numbers, the matchups, the underlying factors, and everything else, taking everything into account, I'm going with the Warriors in 7 games. Okay? That's the objective analyst in me. Again, and this is not my real pick, this is just me saying this is what my heart says. My real pick, like I said, Warriors in 7. So if I'm wrong, you guys can hold me to that. But my heart says Cavs in 6. And the reason my heart says that is because to me, it just feels like it's meant to be. Okay, for LeBron James, I feel like we're living in LeBron James's era. And it's just when it's someone's time, it's just their time. And I feel like this is LeBron's time. I feel like it's destiny. Like I said, I don't have all of the numbers and everything to back that up. It's just a gut feeling to me. So my gut says Cavs in 6, but my head and my heart, but my head and my analyst in me says Warriors in 7. So there you have it. That is my pick for the NBA Finals. Let me know what you guys think. Who are you picking in the NBA Finals? Leave a comment down below with your pick. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.